Hello students and welcome to Classroom Teaching. I am Shekhar. Students, in last video we have seen about the linear motion and the graphs. That is nothing but distance time graph and velocity time graph for accelerated motion, for uniformly accelerated motion. In this video we are going to say equations of motion using graphical method. That means before directly going to this graphical method, we must know what are the equations of motion. Actually, Newton, he studied a lot. He studied the motion of an object and he gave three equations of motion. For linear motion, for the object which is moving in straight line. That is nothing but linear motion. So these three equations of motion are called as Newton's equations of motion. I will write these three equations here. And then we prove these three equations using this graph. मी ऑलरेडी ग्राफ काढून ठेवलेला आहे बोर्डवर आणि तुम्हाला तुमच्या पुस्तकामध्ये ग्राफ दिलेला आहे. आपल्याला पुस्तक डोळ्यासमोर ठेवून पिरियडला बसायचं आहे, व्हिडिओ बघायचा आहे. Okay, so the three equations of motion are nothing but V is equal to U plus AT. This is first equation of motion, which gives the relation between velocity and time. Then second is S is equal to UT plus half AT square. It is nothing but displacement time relation is given in it. And the third equation is V square is equal to U square plus 2AX. So it is velocity displacement relation is given here. So we have to prove these three equations using graphical method. In these three equations, you must know what is the meaning of VUA. So we already know it, we already learned it. V is final velocity, U is initial velocity, A means acceleration, T means time, S it is displacement. So if the object is moving with U initial velocity, that means non-zero initial velocity, which we call it as U, and if that object it is accelerated, then its velocity changes from U to it changes to V. That means the final velocity it becomes V, and in time T, and therefore the object can cover the distance S, and therefore we take displacement as S. So these are the three equations which we have to prove. So let us prove the equations. I will write it here. Suppose the object is moving with initial velocity U and it attains the final velocity V due to acceleration A, and the displacement takes place, that is nothing but S. So in this graph, OD, that means the point from this graph, if we say the object it starts from point D, it has initial velocity U. That means velocity is taken on y-axis, so OD it is nothing but U, initial velocity. It attains the final, it reaches to point B and attains final velocity V, so OC it must be V, so it is nothing but the final velocity V. In time T, so OE it must be the time T. So if we take these things, then what is acceleration? We know the formula for acceleration. Acceleration is equal to change in velocity divided by time. Change in velocity divided by time. So this A is equal to, what is change in velocity? Change in velocity means final velocity minus initial velocity. So OC minus OD. So let us take it. OC minus OD upon time T. So what is this OC minus OD? If we see this graph, we can easily see this OC minus OD, it is nothing but CD. So let us take it. So A is equal to OC minus OD is CD upon T. So what should be the value of this CD? So CD is equal to A into T. हा T जर या बाजूला आणला तर काय येईल? A into T. So this is our equation number 1. What is our equation number 1? CD. We calculate this one. From this graph, this CD, it is nothing but OC minus OD. So this much is V, this much is U. So this CD, it is nothing but equal to AT. From this equation, acceleration is equal to change in velocity divided by time. From this equation, we calculate this one. CD is equal to AT. So this is equation number 1. So I will place this equation here. आपल्याकडे जागा खूप कमी आहे बोर्डवर, त्यामुळे मी काय करतोय, मी सरळ सरळ एक एक इक्वेशन आपण प्रूव्ह करत जाऊया. ठीक आहे, तिन्ही इक्वेशन्स एका ठिकाणी बसणार नाहीत. So now we get CD is equal to AT. The object, it is traveling from D to B. So in the graph, we already draw here. Take a parallel line to y-axis which passes through this B. Draw a line parallel to the y-axis which passes through this B and it crosses x-axis at point E. So this is nothing but x-axis and this is y-axis. Also draw a line which is parallel to x-axis and passes through D. It crosses this line BE into A. BE into A. And now from this graph we can get that BE is equal to this BE is equal to AB plus AE. AB plus AE. And now put the values here. What is B? AB? AB means CD. So AB is equal to CD. So put here CD plus what is AE? AE is equal to OD plus OD. What is BE? BE is equal to OC. And we know the values. What is the value of OC? OC, it is nothing but V. So take it, V is equal to CD. The value of CD that we already have in equation number 1. What is CD? CD is equal to AT. So write it here, V is equal to AT plus what is OD? OD, it is nothing but initial velocity from this graph. So it is U. So V is equal to AT plus q. We can write it as v is equal to u plus at. So this is our first equation of motion. See it here. V is equal to u plus at, which we can prove with the help of this graph. So for that we have to take, आपल्याला काय सुरुवात कुठून करावी लागणार आहे? From the formula of acceleration. A is equal to v plus v minus u divided by t. That means from this graph, if we say it is OC minus OD. And what is OC minus OD? That is nothing but CD. So first we will calculate the value of CD is equal to 80. आणि त्यानंतर त्या व्हॅल्यूज या इक्वेशन मध्ये ठेवून आपल्याला पहिलं इक्वेशन प्रूव्ह करता येतं. v is equal to u plus at. So this is first equation of motion. So let us prove the second equation of motion. So what is second equation of motion? The second equation of motion is s is equal to ut plus half at square, which we are going to prove that is nothing but second equation of motion by using this graph. So suppose the object is moving. Again we are saying that same thing. Suppose the object is moving with initial velocity u, it attains final velocity v, and it goes from point D to B. That means the displacement, suppose s is the displacement, and the uniform acceleration which is applied here, suppose it is a. So from this graph, the distance covered by the object, it is given by the area of the quadrangle. Which quadrangle? The area of quadrangle. This much I will shade it. This shaded area that we see in last video. So area, because it is velocity time graph, and therefore displacement or distance is equal to velocity into time. So area of this quadrangle we have to calculate. So the displacement, it is nothing but s is equal to area of quadrangle DOEB. So now we have to just calculate this area. So to calculate this area, we can calculate it in this way. So first calculate the area of this rectangle and then calculate the area of this triangle. And just by adding, so we get S is equal to area of rectangle DOEA plus area of triangle DAB. And we know the formula for area of rectangle and area of triangle. Area of rectangle means length into breadth, लांबी गुणिले रुंदी, आणि area of triangle 1/2 पाया गुणिले उंची. That means 1/2 into DA into AB. So write down. So it is equal to length OE into OD plus area of triangle. So it is 1/2 base AD into height AB. So put the values of this. We know what is OE. OE, it is nothing but T. What is OD? OD, it is nothing but initial velocity U. That we know. So put the values. So T into U plus 1 upon 2 into AD. What is A? AD. Where it is? AD. So this one. But we know AD is equal to OE and it is nothing but T. So take it as T into AB. What is AB? We know AB is equal to CD. And from equation number 1, what is the value of CD? We already calculated it. What is value of CD? CD is equal to 80. So we know CD is equal to 80. That is our equation number 1. And this CD, it is nothing but AB. So write down here into 80. So S is equal to U into T, that is U T plus 1 upon 2 80 into T. So it is nothing but AT square. So S is equal to UT plus half AT square. It is our second equation of motion. S is equal to UT plus half AT square. हे इक्वेशन प्रूव्ह करण्यासाठी आपल्याला फक्त एक गोष्ट लक्षात ठेवायची आहे. द डिस्प्लेसमेंट, that means the distance covered by the object, it is nothing but area of quadrangle DOEB. आणि त्याच्यानंतर फक्त या क्वाड्रँगलचा एरिया कॅल्क्युलेट करण्यासाठी आपल्याला माहिती आहे एरिया ऑफ रेक्टँगल प्लस एरिया ऑफ ट्रायंगल. फक्त त्या व्हॅल्यूज जर आपण ठेवल्या अँड इफ वी रेक्टिफाय दिस इक्वेशन, जर हे इक्वेशन आपल्याला पाठ असेल तर आपल्याला ह्या दिशेने जाता येतं. त्यामुळे पहिले हे 3 इक्वेशन्स पाठ असणं आवश्यक आहे. मग या दिशेने जाता येतं म्हणजे वी कॅन इझिली प्रूव्ह धिस इक्वेशन. सो धिस इज सेकंड इक्वेशन ऑफ मोशन. सो let us see how the third equation of motion is to be proved. So to prove this third equation of motion, we have to take the similar concept that we use for second equation of motion. That means the distance covered by the object, it is given by area of this quadrangle that we already used in proving second equation of motion. That means the displacement S is equal to area of quadrangle DOEB. But this quadrangle DOEB, it is a trapezium. It is a trapezium. So area of trapezium. Which trapezium? DOEB. What is mean by trapezium? ट्रॅपेझियम कशाला म्हणतो आपण? ट्रॅपेझियम म्हणजे हा एक चौकोनाचा प्रकार आहे ज्याच्यामध्ये एक साइड म्हणजे दोन साइड्स या एक दुसऱ्याला पॅरलल असतात. सो हियर OD and BE, these are the two parallel sides. So it is a trapezium. So this time we are using only the formula for trapezium. So area of trapezium DOEB, that means this shaded area total, it is equal to the displacement. So calculate it. What is the formula for area of trapezium? So S is equal to area of trapezium DOEB, it is nothing but 1 upon 2 into sum of parallel sides. Sum of parallel sides. Which are parallel sides here? OD and BE. These two are parallel sides. So sum of parallel sides. So write down here OD plus EB into distance between these two sides. So what is this side? These two are the parallel sides, and distance between these two parallel sides. So distance is OE. So write down here OE. Now put the values here. So it is 1/2 into OD plus EB. What is OD? OD it is initial velocity U. So here it is U plus EB. EB, this much. It is equal to OC, and it is also final velocity V. So U plus V into OE. That means into the distance between two parallel lines. And what is the distance between two parallel lines? It is OE. That is nothing but T. So into T. Now we have to take the value of T here. What is the value of T? A is equal to V minus U divided by T. That we know. And this T is equal to, from this equation, T is equal to V minus U divided by A. So take this value. So T is equal to 1/2 into, instead of U plus V, we can also write V plus U into, instead of T, we take the value of T here, that is nothing but V minus U divided by A. आपल्याला थर्ड इक्वेशन प्रूव्ह करण्यासाठी फक्त हा इथे टर्निंग पॉइंट, हा इथे लक्षात ठेवावा लागणार. व्हॅल्यू टी ची व्हॅल्यू घेणं लक्षात ठेवावं लागणार, म्हणजे मग आपल्याला पुढे सॉल्व्ह करणं सोपं जातं. आता बघा, S इज इक्वल टू, वी गेट 1/2 into V plus U into V minus U divided by A. So this S is equal to 1/2. We will take this A and this 2 to this side. ज्यावेळेस आपण बरोबरच्या चिन्हाच्या या साइडला घेतो त्यावेळेस काय होईल, हे दोन्ही पण मल्टिप्लिकेशन मध्ये येतील, and therefore it is nothing but 2AS. 2AS is equal to V plus U into V minus U. And we know this is the simple formula of mathematics. A plus B into A minus B. A square minus B square. हाच फॉर्म्युला इथे आहे. So take 2AS is equal to V square minus U square. So what is the value of V square here then? हे U square इकडे घ्यायचा. So V square is equal to U square, हे प्लस झालं, plus 2AS, and this is nothing but our third equation of motion. V square is equal to U square plus 2AS. So in this way we can prove these equations by using a graph. आणि त्याच्यामुळे, and this is for the object which is moving with non-zero initial velocity, that is U, and acceleration A is applied on it, therefore the velocity is increasing, so it moves with uniform velocity, that means it increases, and we take the graph of velocity time graph, and by using this graph we can prove these three equations of motion. आता मी एक पटकन रिव्ह्यू घेऊया, आपण आतापर्यंत काय काय बघितलं ते, तीन इक्वेशन्स कसे प्रूव्ह करायचे ते बघा. हे तीन इक्वेशन्स प्रूव्ह करत असताना सगळ्यात पहिल्यांदा आपल्याला काय करायचंय, सगळ्यात पहिल्या इक्वेशन मध्ये आपल्याला ऍक्सेलरेशनची व्हॅल्यू घ्यायची आहे. म्हणजेच सगळ्यात पहिल्यांदा आपण CD कॅल्क्युलेट करून घेतलं. कोणत्या फॉर्म्युल्याने? ऍक्सेलरेशन इज इक्वल टू चेंज इन वेलोसिटी डिवाइडेड बाय टाइम. सो व्हॉट इज चेंज इन वेलोसिटी? OC minus OD is equal to CD, change in velocity. So what is CD? CD is equal to AT. हे आपण पहिल्यांदा प्रूव्ह केलं, इक्वेशन नंबर 1 दिलं त्याला आपण, आणि नंतर त्याचा यूज आपण सगळीकडे करतोय. मग पहिलं इक्वेशन प्रूव्ह करण्यासाठी आपण या पॅरलल लाईन काढून घेतल्या वाय ऍक्सिसला, एक्स ऍक्सिसला, आणि त्यानंतर आपण काय केलं, EB इज इक्वल टू AE प्लस AB हे घेतलं आणि सरळ सरळ त्याच्यात किमती ठेवून आपण या AB ची किंमत ठेवली 80, हे आहे U प्लस 80. सो V इज इक्वल टू U प्लस 80 पहिलं प्रूव्ह केलं. दुसऱ्या इक्वेशन आणि तिसरं इक्वेशन हे दोन्ही प्रूव्ह करण्यासाठी आपल्याला हा एरिया कॅल्क्युलेट करायचा आहे, DOEB हा एरिया कॅल्क्युलेट करायचा. त्यासाठी सुरुवातीला पहिल्यांदा आपण सूत्र वापरलं ते एरिया ऑफ क्वाड्रँगल इज इक्वल टू एरिया ऑफ दिस रेक्टँगल प्लस एरिया ऑफ ट्रायंगल, बरोबर आहे. आणि तिसरे इक्वेशन प्रूव्ह करण्यासाठी आपण काय करतोय, वी टेक एरिया ऑफ ट्रॅपेझियम. वी नो द फॉर्म्युला फॉर दॅट. व्हॉट इज एरिया ऑफ ट्रॅपेझियम? 1/2 into sum of two parallel sides into the distance between these two parallel sides. हा फॉर्म्युला घेतोय आपण एरिया ऑफ ट्रॅपेझियमचा आणि त्याच्यावरनं आपण प्रूव्ह करतोय. तिसरा फॉर्म्युला प्रूव्ह करत असताना जसं आपण पहिल्या इक्वेशनच्या वेळेस सांगितलं की CD इज इक्वल टू AT आधी काढून घ्यायचं. सिमिलरली टू प्रूव्ह दिस थर्ड इक्वेशन वी मस्ट रिमेंबर धिस स्टेप. ह्या स्टेप मध्ये म्हणजे टी ची व्हॅल्यू घेणं हे एवढं लक्षात ठेवायचं, आणि ते लक्षात ठेवलं तर डेफिनेटली तिसरं इक्वेशन आपल्याला इझिली प्रूव्ह करता येतं. आणि हे टू प्रूव्ह ऑल दिस 3 इक्वेशन्स वी मस्ट नो दिस 3 इक्वेशन्स फर्स्ट. म्हणजे पहिल्यांदा तुम्हाला हे 3 इक्वेशन्स पाठ करायचे, आणि हे 3 इक्वेशन्स पाठ केल्याच्या नंतर तुम्ही ते प्रूव्ह करणं आपल्याला खूप सोपं जातं. हे इक्वेशन्स माहित असतील तर त्या दिशेने जायला आपल्याला सोपं होतं. हा व्हिडिओ संपल्यानंतर तुम्ही प्रत्येकाने पुस्तक बंद करायचं आणि नोटबुकवर हे तिन्ही इक्वेशन्स प्रूव्ह करून पाहायचे, आणि डेफिनेटली तुम्हाला ते जमतील. नाही जमले पुन्हा एकदा व्हिडिओ पहा आणि मग ट्राय करा. सो हिअर वी कंप्लीट दिस आर्टिकल. याच्यानंतर पुढच्या व्हिडिओमध्ये आपण पाहूया. हे इथं बहुतेक समजलं असेल. जर समजलं नसेल पुन्हा एकदा व्हिडिओ पहा. जर काही अडचण असेल कॉमेंट बॉक्समध्ये मला त्या पद्धतीने कळवा. ओके, थँक यू व्हेरी मच. वी विल स्टॉप हिअर फॉर दिस व्हिडिओ.